I will miss this.
So will I. The Shogun has declared you a traitor.
He ordered you to kill me.
The Ghost was an outlaw. He taught our people to defy their leaders.
To defend themselves.
With poison, a gift you gave to our enemy.
I had to stop you from throwing away our people's lives.
You have no honor.
And you are a slave to it.
You are my son. Now I must continue the line of Shimura without you. I must start a new family.
And my head is the cost.
Taking it is my punishment. Our final day together. It is beautiful.
Experiencing Ghost of Tsushima for the first time was one of the best experiences ever, especially since I got to play it on PS5. If you love samurais, Japanese culture, beautiful sceneries, music, and a tragic story, this game will be one of the best PlayStation exclusives you will ever play. This game truly captures what it means to be a samurai, but also what will lead to their downfall, especially with the Mongol invasion of Japan. One thing I really appreciate about this game is letting you choose the way you want to play, and the choices you make will ultimately affect the story and the ending. Jin Sakai faces many dilemmas throughout the story that will test his loyalty to the samurai code of honor. The game starts off with the invasion of the Mongols and all the samurais of Tsushima, launching a daring attack at Komodo Beach to try to hold the Mongols back. Lord Adachi goes to face Khotun Khan, the leader of the Mongols, directly as a samurai, but he's quickly cut down, giving us a glimpse that the Mongols will fight with no honor. Lord Shimura, who is Jin's uncle, then leads the charge, and now Jin is one of the many samurai that charge in on horseback against the Mongols. But it becomes obvious that they will be overwhelmed since they are only 80 samurai versus a whole army. The Mongols quickly devastate the samurai forces with their army and firepower. Jin is caught in an explosion that kills his horse, but he survives only to see that most of the samurais are dead. The few remaining samurai group up together to launch an attack directly led by Jin and Lord Shimura, but they are taken out by an explosion before they can reach Khan. Jin wakes up to see his uncle get captured and he is shot down with arrows and he's left to die on Komodo Beach. Jin wakes up to see his wounds have been treated, but the Mongols are invading the nearby village. Jin sneaks into the village to get his armor and weapons, but it is there that he meets Yuna, the woman who saved him. Yuna helps Jin recover his sword, and we get a flashback of Lord Shimura training a young Jin on what it means to be a samurai.
For generations, our families have lived by a code. Tell me the virtues that guide us.
Loyalty to our Lord, control over our emotions, and
You know this.
honor. To fight bravely and uphold the legacy of Clan Sakai.
Those are your father's words. What does honor mean to you?
I guess protecting people. The ones who can't fight for themselves.
You have a good heart. But first, we must show everyone that we serve our Lord with courage, integrity, and self-control.
You say that like it's easy.
It's never easy, Jin. I struggle with it every day. But we must set an example for our people by remaining true to our code and to ourselves. That is the meaning of honor.
Jin and Yuna escape the village after killing several Mongols and they head straight back to Castle Kaneda to save Lord Shimura. Jin knows they will need his uncle if they ever hope to gather enough forces to drive the Mongols out of Tsushima. Jin slices his way through the Mongol forces until he comes face to face with Khotun Khan and challenges him to a fight. Jin is no match for Khan, especially with the injuries he has suffered. Khan tries to tell Jin to surrender himself to be part of the Mongol army, but Jin cuts his face and he is quickly thrown over a bridge by an angry Khotun Khan. We are then shown another flashback to young Jin watching his father get murdered in front of him. Jin blames himself at his father's funeral for not being able to save his father, but his uncle reminds him that this is not his fault.
I couldn't save him. I was a coward.
Jin, you are a samurai.
He died because of me.
Your father fell in battle saving his only son. His reward is a warrior's death. Now you will carry on his legacy. Your father's spirit resides within this blade. He is always with you.
Jin wakes up on a beach and goes to find Yuna. Yuna makes him realize that he won't be able to fight the Mongols alone. Jin also realizes that the Mongols will have studied samurai, so he must now learn new ways to combat them if he ever hopes to defeat them and save Lord Shimura. Jin recruits Sensei Ishikawa, who teaches Jin how to use a bow effectively against the Mongols, Ryuzo, Jin's childhood friend who has become a ronin, and Lady Masako Adachi, who is the wife of Lord Adachi and the last surviving member of Clan Adachi. Jin helps each one of his allies before they agree to join him in rescuing Lord Shimura. Yuna also asks Jin for a favor in saving her brother Taka, who is a blacksmith and can help Jin by building new weapons and tools for his fight against the Mongols. When Jin and Yuna are trying to follow a lead on Taka's location, they find a huge Mongol camp. They quickly realize there's no way they can fight a whole army, so they must sneak through and strike from the shadows. Jin is hesitant since this goes against his uncle's teachings about being a samurai.
An assassin! From Yarikawa!
Traitor! You would stab the Chido in the back!
Jin Sakai! Control yourself. We are not criminals, like this man here. We are samurai.
He tried to kill you. He must answer for this crime with his life.
And look him in the eye. And teach him that samurai never acts out of anger or fear. And take his life with honor. When we fight, we face our enemy head on. And when we take their life, we look them in the eye with courage and respect. This is what makes us samurai. Only cowards strike from the shadows.
Jin and Yuna save the prisoners there, but find out from one of the prisoners that Taka has been moved to Amazo Bay, which is heavily fortified by the Mongols. Using a lot of stealth, Jin and Yuna sneak into Amazo Bay and save Taka from the Mongols. Taka agrees to create new gear to help in Jin's quest of defeating the Mongols, but they must go to Komatsu Forge, which is controlled by the Mongols. It is here that we get to see Jin's skills shine as a samurai, but also we see him use the new skills he has learned in action. Jin defeats countless waves of enemies against impossible odds, and Yuna makes up the legend of the ghost to inspire people to fight the Mongols. This would begin the legend of the vengeful Ghost of Tsushima that kills the Mongols and frees the Japanese people of their tyranny. Khotun Khan taunts Lord Shimura, stating that Jin is not following the samurai code, and the only way to save Jin and Tsushima is to join him. After having helped his allies as best as he could, Jin calls his allies together to save Lord Shimura, but what Jin did not expect was that one of his allies would betray him and join the Mongols. While making his way through Castle Kaneda, Jin is confronted by his childhood friend Ryuzo.
Ryuzo.
The Khan put a bounty on the ghost. Anyone can claim it.
You wouldn't.
My men are starving, Jin.
Help me save my uncle, and he will reward your men.
He will make you samurai. Then he'll send us to die. Just like he did at Komoda Beach. Yuzo? He's your family, Jin. I need to protect mine.
The fact that Ryuzo sided with the Mongols made me so angry, but I also understand that he did what he thought was right for his men. Jin defeats Ryuzo, hurting him badly, but he did not kill him since he believed that he could convince his friend to join him. Ryuzo instead alerts the guards, which seals his fate as a traitor to the people of Tsushima. Jin saves Lord Shimura and together with his allies, they fight to retake Castle Kaneda from the Mongols. While Jin was successful in taking Castle Kaneda, the threat of Khotun Khan and the Mongols was far from over. We get to see the horrifying consequence of Ryuzo's decision to join them. Jin speaks with Lord Shimura and he's grateful for Jin rescuing him. Lord Shimura heard about what Jin did, and while Jin tried to justify what he did, his uncle reminds him that they must win this war as samurai. Now as they move up the island to Toyotoma, Jin must help the people deal with not only the Mongols, but also the Ronin who have sided with them. While he may have lost Ryuzo as an ally, Jin gains a new ally with Norio, who is a warrior monk. Jin helps Norio and the warrior monks fend off against the Mongols and gains their oath to join their battle against the Mongols. Lord Shimura knows that they will need more samurai to drive the Mongols out of Tsushima and tasks Jin with getting a message to the mainland with a smuggler named Goro. Goro agrees to take the message but knows he will not be able to take it since there are many Mongol ships patrolling the coast. Lord Shimura comes up with a plan to attack a nearby fort with Jin to distract the Mongols and buy Goro time to sneak across to Japan. Lord Shimura and Jin are successful in taking the fort, but they see the Mongols are heading straight for Goro. Jin tells his uncle he must use the Wacha to save Goro, but Lord Shimura disagrees on using it since it's a weapon used by the enemy. But Jin convinces him it's the only way to save their people.
I knew we would. You continue to prove the Mongols are not unstoppable.
You taught me to fight. I couldn't disappoint you.
And you never have. I am proud of the warrior, the man you have become. Jin, my message to the Shogun included an announcement. I wish to formally adopt you as my son.
Uncle.
In my heart, you have always been the heir to my legacy. When this war ends, we will make it official. One day our people will look to you as their leader. You will become their honorable Jito, backed by all the power of the Shogun.
I hope I can serve them as well as you have.
I know you will.
Jin is left in shock that his uncle wants to adopt him as a son, but first they must win the war against the Mongols, and to do that they will need the help from the people of Yarikawa. Jin goes to reunite with Yuna and Taka to find a way to convince the people of Yarikawa to join Lord Shimura. Things get complicated when they inform Jin that Yarikawa is surrounded by the Mongols and the people of Yarikawa hate Lord Shimura since they were once enemies. Jin figures out if they get rid of the Mongols, the people of Yarikawa will put aside their differences with Lord Shimura to unite against the Mongols, but first they must sneak inside to speak with the leaders of Yarikawa. The leaders are hesitant to trust Jin, but they don't want anything to do with Lord Shimura. Jin and Yuna learn from Taka that the best archers of Yarikawa have gone missing when they left to fight the Mongols. They decide to win Yarikawa's support by saving the archers. The archers are grateful and go back to Yarikawa to convince its leaders to fight the Mongols outside their walls. The Mongols decide to launch an attack against Yarikawa that night with a huge siege. Jin kills waves of Mongols and destroys their siege weapons until he comes face to face with their general and kills him with the ghost stance. The Mongols flee in terror of the ghost and Yarikawa rallies right behind Jin to drive the Mongols out. Winning the respect of Yarikawa, the town agrees to join Lord Shimura against the Mongols because the ghost has saved them.
Who killed these Mongols? Who stood against the siege? Who saved Yarikawa? We did!
You can't just stay here and wait for the Mongols to try again!
You say you are not soldiers. You are warriors. We can defeat the invaders and save our home. But only if we stand together.
Jin has now embraced the ghost and decides it's now time to collect his father's armor. Jin must confront his past to save the future of Tsushima. Jin asks Yuriko, the family servant, for help by teaching him to make poison. Jin now has all the tools he needs and has learned about Ryuzo's location. Jin goes to ask Yuna and Taka for help, but Yuna insists they must leave Tsushima. Jin goes to face Ryuzo, but is surprised when Taka joins him, but they are both caught in a trap set by Khotun Khan. Khan offers the choice for Jin to join him, but he and Taka refuse, and they both pay a terrible price for his defiance. Khotun Khan kills Taka in front of Jin, with Jin yelling in frustration. Jin escapes and kills many Ronin warriors until he is found by Yuna, who has come to rescue Jin and Taka.
He tried to make you proud.
He wanted to be like the ghost. You shouldn't have made him come!
I tried to stop him. But he wanted to help.
That's Taka.
We should go.
I'm not leaving him.
With no reason to leave the island anymore, Yuna decides to stay in Tsushima to avenge Taka with Jin by killing as many Mongols as they can. Jin gathers all his allies to meet with Lord Shimura so they could take back Castle Shimura. Jin speaks with all his allies before going to speak with his uncle. The samurai from Japan have also arrived to help take back Tsushima. Together they all charge towards the castle but suffer heavy losses. Jin goes to speak with his uncle about poisoning the Mongols to save many lives.
The Mongols are on the defensive. We will strike before they regroup and end this war tomorrow.
You sent our men to die.
They are soldiers.
Their blood is on our hands. I can find a way past the bridge. Poison the enemy.
An act of terror.
I am trying to save our people.
By teaching them to fear us. If you continue down this path, you will be no better than the Mongols. I trained you to fight with honor.
Honor died on the beach. The Khan deserves to suffer.
You are ruled by your emotion.
I sacrificed everything I knew to save our people. I gave them hope. You did nothing. No. We're finished.
Jin is angry and frustrated with his uncle for not listening to him, but Yuna tells him he is right and gives Jin the last of Taka's creations, which is the ghost outfit. Jin sneaks in and successfully poisons all the Mongols in the area. Jin watches them succumb to the deadly poison, which now leaves him a direct path to face Khotun Khan. Jin is surprised to find Ryuzo there waiting for him instead. Jin fights Ryuzo and kills him, but Lord Shimura catches up to them and sees what Jin has done. Lord Shimura is furious at Jin's action and reprimands him for it.
The castle is yours. The Khan marches north. We can head him off.
You defied me!
I did what I had to. For them.
Is this how you want to be remembered?
He defended us.
By spreading fear and chaos!
We are at war.
And you are acting like the enemy. This is not our way.
Your way can't save our people.
The Shogun will demand a head. But it does not have to be yours. I know she drove you to this.
Uncle.
Renounce the ghost. You must blame her for this outrage. Tell them you are Jin Shimura, loyal servant to the Shogun. My heir. My son.
I am not your son. I am the
ghost.
And you will be judged for it.
Jin has now fully embraced the ghost and is imprisoned by Lord Shimura for his actions against the Mongols. Kenji helps break Jin out of jail, but during his escape, Jin's horse is severely wounded by the guards, but he rides north until his horse dies from the wounds. Jin finds the Mongols but is poisoned by them, but wakes up to find that Yuna has rescued him from death once again. Jin and Yuna reunite with their allies to make plans to get rid of Khotun Khan once and for all. Jin knows that he and his allies can't take on Khotun Khan on their own, so Jin decides that he will try to contact Lord Shimura for help. Jin sneaks into Castle Shimura undetected and leaves a note for his uncle.
Uncle, forgive me for not facing you in person. The Khan's fleet has gathered at Port Izumi. His ships are loaded with poison that will devastate the Shogun's army. But when the next storm arrives, I plan to kill the Khan and sink his fleet. I ask that you join me. I hope we can meet again. If not as father and son, then as warriors who have walked different paths. Whatever you believe I've become, I will always be your family.
Jin gathers all his allies and they plan the strategy of taking Port Izumi. Jin Sakai and his allies charge without Lord Shimura, but Jin is shocked when his uncle joins him in the middle of the battle. After fighting a fierce battle, Jin finds Khotun Khan once again and they meet face to face. Jin Sakai and Khotun Khan engage in combat. One of them fights to liberate Tsushima, and the other fights to reign over it. Jin beats Khotun Khan with all the skills that he has gained. After the battle, Yuna informs Jin that Lord Shimura wants to meet with Jin. Jin and Lord Shimura go to the Sakai cemetery to duel once more. The duel is both an epic and emotional journey of how they love each other as family, but have become divided due to the war with the Mongols. Ultimately, Jin is victorious, and while Lord Shimura tells Jin to kill him, he walks away forever branded as a traitor to Japan.
I have no honor. But I will not kill my family.
The ghost will be hunted for the rest of his days.
I know.
Jin Sakai sacrificed everything for his people, and while he may be condemned for his actions, he did save Tsushima, not as a samurai, but as a warrior who was willing to risk it all to save his people. The samurai were proud warriors and followed a code of honor, but in war there is no honor, especially on the battlefield. Jin learned early on that if Tsushima stood any chance, he must sacrifice honor to do whatever it takes to win against the Mongols. Learning to adapt will take longer for the Japanese people to learn, but if we don't adapt, we will not survive. I'm proud I got to experience this amazing, beautiful game. The combat, the music, the scenery, the art, all of it really made you feel like you were there. If I had to rate this game, I would say it's a 10 out of 10. No game I have ever played has matched up to this level of detail, and I hope one day we can get another sequel, although it does not need one. This emotional journey from beginning to end has you hooked and engaged. No detail is too small or too big, it's just right from the exploration to the side missions and side activities. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button to be notified for more content like this. If you want to catch up with more behind the scenes content, hit the join button to become a member today. Thank you guys for watching this video.